Bonjour, it's the Engenhão, the Olympic Stadium in Rio de Janeiro. It is day 9, the penultimate day of track and field at these 2016 Paralympic Games. As you can see, it's a bit damp. We've had a bit of rain here in the past hour. And it's a bit chilly. It's 23 Celsius. It's not warm, no sun. Where have we woken up this morning? This isn't Rio. And we're with you a little bit early. We were due to have a victory ceremony for last night's women's 4x400 meters T53-54. Quite a story to this race. China won it, no problem there. United States second, Australia third, and Turkey fourth and disqualified. Here's what's coming up today. We've got 8 finals in the morning session, 4 in the track, 4 in the field, club throw and shot put among the 50s. In terms of the finals, men's 400 T36, good athletes in this, former world champions Pavlik and Che. Men's 400 meters T37 Final, Charles de Toy, the 100 meters champion. The silver medalist Mustafa Mohamed in that. Heats of the men's 400 T47. The women's 1500 meters T20, that's the intellectual category. There's always good racing in that. The athletes basically have to be tactically unaware to compete in this section. So it means you have good, honest, true running in this. Barbara Noviziel is the European World and Paralympic champion in that. The final also in the women's 200 meters T47. But back to that relay last night. China, USA, Australia, the 1, 2, 3. So Tatjana McFadden denied a 4th gold medal, but she got a 5th overall. There's the podium ready for this. Now, Australia were disqualified. They appealed, got back in, and then the United States were disqualified because they did not stay in their lane from start to finish. So presumably this was in the first section of the race. So they have put an appeal in. Turkey were disqualified anyway for passing the relay baton out of the zone, and they finished way back outside of the medals in 4th place. As you can see, the victory ceremony has been delayed. We did an early start especially for this. And we're going to watch this podium as long as we need to. The athletes will come out eventually, they have to. So as it stands, China taking the gold, and Australia the silver, and for the moment there will be no bronze, but we believe that it is being appealed again. But don't worry, we'll let you know if anything happens. Might be the United States come back in and they would take 2nd place again, but for the time being Australia have the silver medal position.
Well, let me promise you that there'll be more action shortly on the track than what we're looking at the moment, because it's riveting television, isn't it? Let's be honest.
No, we're going to stay with this as long as we have to.
Oh, do we have to?
Oh, yes, we have to. It is being done.
Okay, so we will have the women's 4x400 metre ceremony. Surely it wouldn't be a relay event at a Paralympics or Olympic competition without some sort of drama. Initially, we thought the team from Turkey were disqualified because of Nurse Usta. She crashed into the inside railing and almost ended up on the infield, but it was because of the handing over of the baton. So at this stage, that's the situation. We were here early for the victory ceremony, but they're going to let us stew on it for a little bit longer. But as far as the action is concerned for the rest of the session, some really interesting racing, as we'll outline. We're going to have heats of the men's 400 meters T38 classification, and coming up we have one of the favourites going in Javier Diaz-Mosquera and also Mohamed Chida from Tunisia. The men's club throw on the field. There are 5 gold medals to be handed out in the field in this session, and they will be hotly contested. The men's shot put. We actually have in this session javelin, shot put, club throw and long jump. So all of those field events will be in operation. The 2 400 finals, and we had a couple of 400 metre finals on day 8 of the championships, and they both ended up as photo finishes. So hopefully we have much of the same. New Zealand, Liam Malone won the 400 metres yesterday. Well, Will Steadman is involved in that competition today in the classification of T36. In the T37 final, we have the clash of Charles du Toit and also Wu Xiaolong. Du Toit looks so comfortable in his semi-final with that familiarised smile after winning the 100 metres here. He's having a terrific campaign, so that'll be a great clash. Then we have heats of the 400 metres F47 to be decided. Brazil have a bit of a hand in that with two competitors in Patricio Ferreira dos Santos and also Johannesson Nascimento. And then later on in the session, the women's 1500 metres, Barbara Novidziel and Arlita Malloch. It's been an event that Poland has dominated at the Paralympic Games. Malloch could be getting sick and tired of seeing the back of Novidziel, especially the back of her. So she'd be hoping to maybe upset the party there. Women's 200 metres, the T47. That'll be a really good race with the clash of Deja Young, who has so much explosive speed. The 100 metres is really up her alley, but the 200 metres, she's been so impressive in the semi-finals. And Runa Liebenberg is going to be clashing with her. And then we complete with relays, the 4x400 metres for the men's, and that's the round one of heats. So we'll have more drama there, I'm sure, with relay heats. But it looks as though we may have some sort of news.
No, we don't.
We're just walking away from the podium at this stage.
Okay, we're
going to have a look at the magnificent stadium that we're in here. 60,000 seat stadium, Will, and of course built for the Pan American Games. And the Olympic Games being brought to Rio meant that this stadium had a few more seats implemented. It's a terrific stadium because you feel so close to the action on the first tier, and then on the higher tier, quite steep, so you're right over the top of the action. As we see the locals getting excited, the Brazilians, I love the way they can just turn it on when they're required to, and they've seen themselves on the big screen, and they're loving every moment of it.
Botafogo play their football here, and that's their club badge. Built for the 2007 Pan Am. Since then, Botafogo play their football here, and the other main football clubs aren't very far away. Fluminense, Flamengo at the Maracanã, and Vasco da Gama at the St. Christopher Stadium in the St. Christopher district, which is pretty much right alongside the Maracanã. It's a great sporting city, as we've seen. Brazil have had a fantastic time at this Paralympic Games so far. In the athletics, they're the fourth most successful nation. 7 gold medals, 26 overall, and only China, Great Britain and the United States have claimed more. China with 22 titles. In terms of the overall scheme of things.
Now, I think that young man is just getting a little bit embarrassed now. I think Dad's going a little bit overboard.
We actually should have kept the camera on him.
I think that was very good.
China overall have won 191 medals here, by the way, across all the sports. 84 of them gold. And Great Britain, the only other nation with over 100 medals, 108. And 49 of them gold medals. We have some field action for you. It's the men's club throw. F51, and we have 9 who go in this. We have start list coming for the men's 4x400 metres as well. I will tell you about those later. But the men's club throw F51, and we've got 9 who go in this. 2 from India, Amit Kumar, so good they named him twice, and Darimba as well.
And the reigning Paralympic champion and world record holder is involved here. That is Zeljko Dimitrijevic from Serbia, the 45-year-old Dimitrijevic, and competing here in the club throw only, but is the reigning world champion as well. Sustained an injury playing football at 19 years of age. He was the male athlete of the year by the Paralympic Committee of Serbia in 2012. Now here are the athletes getting organised. Great to see the athletes in this sort of environment. They're pretty relaxed. So a field of 9, we have competitors from India, as Will mentioned, but we've also got a strong hand from Czech Republic, a country that certainly plays above their weight in many, many sports. Jan Vadek, Martin Volanek, and also Radim Beleš, the 43-year-old representing Czech Republic. Serbia have a couple of athletes in this as well. Milos Milik and also the aforementioned Dimitrijevic. And India with two, with Kumar and Darren Bear as well. So that is about to get underway. The men's club throw F51 final. The rain has cleared. A little bit of dampness remains in the field and on the track, but it has cleared just in time for the competition session to get underway. It is due to commence at about 10:03 local time in the morning here in Rio. The men's 400 metres T38 first round of heats about to also commence. So we're about to see some action as we once again zero in trackside. It is 24 degrees Celsius trackside, so the humidity just a little bit higher with that rain, but it's just very comfortable indeed. Barely any breeze at all. And quite a pleasant, mild morning, but very un-Rio-like for those that love the sun. And there is that blue track, the famous home straight, and you look at that and you think of Usain Bolt and some of the great achievements during the Olympics, and then haven't we seen some drama down that home straight in the Paralympics? Of course, yesterday it belonged to Marcel Hug, finally winning a Paralympic gold medal. So many world championships and Paralympic medals, but not a gold medal, but he was able to do it. Scott Reardon for Australia staving off athletes from Great Britain and Denmark thrusting at him. 2 photo finishes in the 400. It was just a terrific session. Now the Brazilians are on their feet because
something's going to happen.
Well, indeed, I think you'll find that one of their athletes has entered the surface of the track. But let's move on to the men's 400 metres T38. We'll move on from an empty podium and get some action.
Yeah, so here we go. It's the men's 400 metres T38, 2 first round heats in this. We've got 2 DNSs, Abbas Al-Daraji of Iraq in lane 3 and Evan O'Hanlon, silver in the 100 metres. Well, he said the other night after his race that that was it for a Paralympic Games, and he is not in this. Hopefully watching somewhere, though. So elsewhere, we've got the reigning 100 and 200 world champion, the reigning Paralympic champion over the 1 and the long jump from these games, and Dixon de Jesus Huca Velasquez, the reigning Pan Am and world champion over 400 metres from Cali in Colombia. He goes this in lane 8. This is Hu Jianwen, the 100 and the long jump champion from here. He won the 1, the 2 and the long jump at the World Championships in the absence of O'Hanlon. Gold last night in the long jump, China 1-2. It's the first 3 to qualify, so no Al-Daraji and no O'Hanlon. Harry Das, silver in the 4, bronze in the 1 at the last Asian Games. And Zhu Wenjun also in this, bronze in the 1 and the 2 in the World Championships, and silver in this in 2012. The Asian Games champion, Abbas Al-Daraji, gold in the 1, the 2 and the 4. Also a DNS. So Zhu, Hu, Harry Das, Huca Velasquez. 3 out of these 4 will automatically make it into the final. Solid start by Huca Velasquez, the reigning Pan Am and world champion on the outside. 2015 was certainly his year. Zhu going well out of lane 4 in these damp conditions in Rio. Who a little bit behind. Maybe a lot more of a fast breacher. We'll see what he has in the second half of this race. What's in reserve? Huca Velasquez on the outside. Zhu China on the inside. Zhu beginning to move up now. Man who won silver in the last Paralympic Games hits the front on the closing straight. It's Zhu Wenjun who leads Hooker Velasquez with a bit of a stride back and a fight back here and a bit of pride. He wants to win this semi-final and he's going to for Colombia. It's Hooker Velasquez who takes it. Zhou Wenjun in second place and it's 53.90. Hu Jianwen is in third and Hari Das of Malaysia is in fourth place. 53.89 the winning time for the world champion. And Zhou Wenjun, not a lot really taken out of him either. He really stepped back over the last 30 or so. And Hu actually played that, I thought, quite wisely. Didn't overextend himself much. Zhou with the win. Hu in third place, quite a bit back. But not a noted 400 meters runner. And Hooker Velasquez wasn't going to be denied on this occasion.
And you can see Hu there in the background now. We will lose sight of him here in the camera shot, but he was just playing cat and mouse. Having said that, it's still a big margin to turn over from Zhou, who did switch off. And you're quite right, there was certainly pride on the line there, and he had the rush of blood, didn't he, Hooker Velasquez? He went, no, I'm in a stadium, I'm in an Olympic stadium, I'm going to win this semi-final, and he powered away and he enjoyed every moment of it. And Zhou making sure he kept plenty in the tank. He's had plenty of experience already at Paralympic Games. And Hu was a fair way behind, but hasn't spent much petrol. Colombia having a pretty good time of things here in the track and field. 53.89 was the time as we watched them up close and personal and go with them in the home straight.
Yes, no real problem in the end for the world champion, Hooker Velasquez. Dixon de Jesus. 53.89. It's really solid. He's gone 2 seconds faster than that this season. Lifetime best for him, 51.71. The Paralympic record held by Tim Sullivan. Sydney 2000. World record held by Mohamed Chida from 2011. We'll see him very soon. Hooker Velasquez wins, 53.89. Zhou in second, Hu in third. And Hari Das will have to wait.
Evan O'Hanlon really devastated that he couldn't win the 100 metres, and that has really knocked him about, and obviously a DNS there in that 400.
Yeah, he was on social media actually last night, did a photo. He was in a coffee shop, runs one in Canberra. Maybe we'll see him at the World Championships next year in London.
So it is lanes 3 to 7 here in this second heat, and we see Dean Buist from South Africa, who took a medal on day 8 of competition in the men's long jump. We have Diaz Mosquera, who was disqualified in the 100 final. The silver medalist in the men's long jump involved here in Zhong from China. And on screen is Diaz Mosquera from Colombia. 24 years of age, a personal best of 52.35, lifetime best, which he was able to post this season. There is Dean Buist from South Africa. Hasn't been able to take Paralympic gold, but has quite a group of medals to his name now. And the man to watch is in lane number 4, and there he is, Mohamed Chida, who is the world record holder of 49.33, but that was set 5 years ago in Christchurch. He's the gold medalist from London. He has 7 Paralympic medals in his grasp, but 4 of them gold. And I mentioned that victory in London. He also won this event in Beijing. So for him all to play for again. Royce from South Africa. 25 years of age, 50.81. The best time would see him competitive here in this overall group. He also ran in the 100-metre dash for the T38 classification and finished in 4th place. So he's had a pretty good time of it so far, with also a 3rd in that long jump, as I mentioned, a bronze medal already in the bag. The man that resides in Stellenbosch, he was born in Riversdale in South Africa. So he netted 3 medals in London and has made that a 4th here. Also very good record in World Championships in long jump and 200. Here he is now starting to focus in the outside lane. So reiterating, the first 3 go through and then the next 2 fastest. So only with a field of 4 in the first heat and 5 in this, we've got 9 being reduced to 1 that'll be eliminated. So here he is, Dean Boyce, 4 Paralympic medals to his name. Wants to make it 5. Should qualify here. Here is Mohamed Chida from Tunisia, comes in as the favourite. Defending Paralympic champion from Beijing and also London. So still a little bit of moisture on the track, but the rain has disappeared for now. Some ominous clouds hovering around the stadium, though. Zhong, Chida, Enrique Torres, Diaz Mosquera and Boyce. Heat number 2. So away they go. Chida off to a steady start, but already gets past Enrique Torres in the early stages. Boyce on the outside is the leader with the advantage of the stagger. Diaz Mosquera is sticking with him, and it looks as though Chida in the overall scheme of things might just have a margin at the moment, but he's starting to power down the back straight. So the 3 in screen, we see chasing down Boyce now, Diaz Mosquera, who's gone through to take the lead. Now, where is Chida? Is he going to give the Colombian a race? He's not in picture at the moment, but he's clearly in 3rd place, and you can tell he's not knocking himself about. He looks to the left, and he could see Zhong in his mirrors, and he's not going to push himself at all, but the Colombian will. He wants to join Hooker Velasquez as a winner of a semi-final, and does so. Diaz Mosquera from Boyce, and in 3rd, Chida. But you'd say that Chida really didn't push himself 1 iota. The time, 52-34, it's a personal best. So taking a little bit of glory here, Diaz Mosquera, and you can see the reaction. He is very happy with that result, quite emotional actually. And that is lovely to see, taking out this 2nd semi-final. So the first 3 automatically qualify. Diaz Mosquera, Boyce and also Chida, and you could just see that Chida at the 100 metres, it was a 300-metre race for him.
Yeah, it was very interesting, actually. He took this out very well, Diaz Mosquera. By 100th of a second, he's broken his lifetime best set earlier this year. But Chida really put his foot off the pedal, and Boyce did as well here, just saving himself for the final. Track a bit heavier because of the rain. Boyce quite content just to stroll over the line. Chida really had to accelerate at the end, actually. And he's the man who's won the last 2 Paralympic titles over this 400 metres. Finishing 4th in the long jump as well. He was only 8 centimetres off. He was a centimetre off the medal at one stage. Really ran within himself. It was a stroll, but then he had to accelerate to make sure he wasn't going to get eliminated. And they've all gone through from this, by the way, as a result of the times from the opening heat. But if you just see, Diaz Mosquera really pushing it, wanted to set a good standard, wanted a much faster time than Hooker Velasquez, his fellow Colombian in the opening semi-final, who's looking at the big screen, little look at the clock as well. Perhaps had his lifetime best in his head, and also the winning time from the opening heat. So the 2 heats won by Colombians, but the other 2, Boyce and Chida, just really decelerated. But all eyes on Colombia in the final.
Yes, so they've got 2 that have gone through immediately, Boyce and Chida, and Zhong and also Enrique Torres will go through also, being the next quickest. So again, a healthy crowd coming into the Olympic Stadium on a damp day, which would have perturbed a few. It's day 9 of competition of the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. We have 2 finals coming up from the 400-metre starting blocks, and also a field event getting underway, the men's shot put F55 final. And we've got quite a field here, 13 competitors in the F55 classification. F54 classified athletes involved here as well, with Hamed Amiri from Iran, and he is the sole F54 athlete involved. But we have the defending Paralympic champion in Jalil Bagheri Jedi from Iran, who comes in as one of the favourites, the 44-year-old. You can see the crowd enjoying their day out. And what will we see up this home straight again on day 9? So many enduring images so far. If you were to pick one at the moment, Will, what would you, if you walked away with one memory, what would it be at this stage?
It's probably Hug taking his first Paralympic title, I think, to be honest with you. Got it absolutely tactically right. And it's funny, I was talking to Tanni Gray-Thompson, the great wheelchair racer herself at previous Paralympic Games, and she was saying that the way Hug took that out from the front is how he normally does it in all other races, but the Paralympic Games had always shied away from doing it. And when he transferred his normal tactics here, it worked. But there were lots of others. We've seen a great succession of world records here. A couple from Duran. As we go into the final of the men's 400 metres, T36. So, men's 400 metres, T36. This is a coordination impairment. It's the second most affected. It's the third ranked of the standing events. It features the former world record in this, Roman Pavlik of Ukraine, and the former world champion. Che Mian also has one of those crowns to his name. Looks as if this could be very, very competitive. It's a wide open field. Paul Blake of Great Britain going in this also. May be a very good candidate, as he is the reigning 800 metres world champion. He's won this before, back in 2011 in Christchurch. 3 times world champion, twice over 800 metres in Doha and Lyon. Gold in this in Christchurch in 2011. Bronzes in the last 2. William Steadman of New Zealand, 5th in the long jump. Here, 6th in the 400 metres at the World Championships in Doha. 18 years old, representing Poland, major championship debut for Krzysztof Juczka. 56-48 runner. 4th in the 800 metres in Doha, so a good candidate for a medal here for Algeria, Sid Ali Bouzerine. Bronze in the 2 and the 4 for Nicaragua at the Pan Ams, and 4th in the 100 metres in Toronto, Gabriel de Jesus, quadra-Holman, the former world champion from 2002 in this. Che Mian has picked up a whole load of relay silvers as well in his time, and Roman Pavlik, the world champion 4 times, the Paralympic Games champion in the 200 and the long jump from London, did the 1 and 400 double in Beijing in 2008. Paul Blake's record in World Championships, 3 gold, 4 silver, while in Paralympic Games in London, silver in the 2, bronze in the 8, one of 3 former world champions in this. Pavlik 2, Che 3, Quadra 4, Bouzerine 5, Juszka 6, Steadman 7, Blake 8. Final of the men's 400 metres T36. So, bit of shakiness now. Tuska certainly wobbled on the start. He may not have been the only one. Cerebral palsy, one of the impairments that is taken in by these coordination impairment categories. There was a wobble by him, and actually Blake as well. Maybe a green card. It will be a green card. And because it is a coordination impairment category, there is a little bit more leeway in this than, shall we say, elsewhere. But if it is an obvious false start, then usually that will be punished as per IAAF rules. So everyone's all right. Pavlik in 2, Che 3, Quadrillman 4, Buzarine 5, Tuska 6, Stedman 7, Blake in lane 8. Final of the men's 400 metres, T36. Well, now they're away, and a good start from William Stedman of New Zealand, going out of lane 7. He was 5th in the long jump here, and Tuska, 18 years old, who had that wobble in the starting blocks originally, is flying away over in the far side. You'll see he's overtaken Stedman now, trying to catch up in the stagger on Blake. He's absolutely flying. 56.35 this year puts him second fastest in the field behind Blake, and it's between these two. Blake on the outside, Tuska on the inside. Stedman behind in third place at the moment. Pavlik, who's been a past master of this as well, going quite well in third place. But it's Tuska straightening up and Blake speeding up. Paul Blake for Great Britain looks in line to take this Paralympic title in the 400 metres. It'll be his first Paralympic crown. Blake gets the gold for Great Britain, and it's a photo between Pavlik of the Ukraine and Stedman of New Zealand. I think Pavlik just squeaked it for 54.49. And Paul Blake, the 3 times world champion, now adds a Paralympic gold to his CV. Pavlik takes the silver, Stedman the bronze, 200s between them. Stedman a continental record, and Blake a new Paralympic champion. Pavlik, who won this crown previously in 08, he's won doubles in the last 2 Paralympic Games. Silver for him in the end. He got in ahead of Stedman, who's delighted with his bronze medal. And Blake with the gold.
Well, what a fantastic race it was in the end. Paul Blake on the outside with the disadvantage of being in lane number 8. And Kushka from Poland, well, at this point, gee, he had the momentum, but then Blake found, and this is where some endurance and some strength came into play. Look at him come away there. Just absolutely gapping them. I thought from our position, maybe New Zealand got the silver, but it wasn't to be. Pavlik from the Ukraine has been able to nab the silver. And that lunge from Stedman to no avail, but the young 16-year-old with a magnificent bronze medal as well. And Tuska getting tired in the last 100 metres in 4th place. So the time of 54.49, the best Blake has run this season. He has run faster, but it doesn't matter. Glory at the Paralympic Games. And didn't he gap them late? Look at the power in the arms. Driving to the line. And the big fist pump at the end.
It's a great result for Blake. He didn't compete in the European Championships this year. In the previous ones on home soil in Swansea, he got silver in this 400 metres. That is a brilliant honour for him.
And after another great day at the office yesterday in the track and field, China with 22 gold medals, and that makes now the total for Great Britain 14 gold medals in track and field.
They've already surpassed, and they had done by day 6, the gold medal and overall medal tally that they'd achieved in their home Paralympics in London. And they did the same, obviously, as you know, at the Olympic Games. Paul Blake, well, he's wiping away the sweat, maybe 1 or 2 tears as well. He's the Paralympic champion. 54-49. Takes the gold for Great Britain. Ukraine the silver. Roman Pavlik 55-67. And William Steadman the bronze for New Zealand 55-69.
More action on the track shortly with the men's 400 metres T37 final. We've also got the shot put underway. Men's shot put, we'll introduce that to you in a moment. A field of 13 doing battle there for the F55 classification. One of the athletes in the F54 classification, the world record holder in the F55 classification in Rusdi from Bulgaria, involved there up against the Paralympic defending champion in Bagheri Jedi from Iran. So more about that later. Already some exciting action on the track on this 9th day of competition, session 17 track and field competition here. And here we have the men's 400 metres T37 final. A full field of 8 lanes, 1 through to 8 being utilised here. And Brazil have a hope here in lane 1. You can see the benchmark. World record 50.52, the Paralympic record 52.7. The main chances look to be in lanes 4 and 5, with bronze medal chances in lanes 6, 7, and possibly even 1. Here is Mohamed Abdellatif from Egypt. 56.27 was his time in the semi-final to make it here. Here is Sofiane Hamdi. 52.54 is his best, the 27-year-old, competing in the 100 metres as well, and dual medalist in Beijing in the sprint events. That was Omar Motorola from Venezuela. 3rd in London in the 200. Here's Wu Xiaolong from China. 52.87 is his best. 11th in the long jump here. Missed London due to a foot injury, but 3rd in this event in Doha. Here's the favourite, Charles du Toit from South Africa. His 2nd Paralympic Games. Very easy semi-win. Gold medalist in the 100. Here's Mustafa Mohamed from Egypt, 54.27, his qualification time. Would have to go quicker for a medal. Here's Valentin Bertrand from France, 55.85, comes in as the slowest in the field on lifetime bests. And this is Paulo Pereira, first big cheer of the session. 4th in the 400 of the World Championships 5 years ago. Made his debut for Brazil in 2010 on this very track, contesting the 100 and the 400 here. He just doesn't stop smiling, Charles du Toit. The 100 champion. And they line up for the men's 400 T37 final. Set and away. Pereira, Bertrand, Mohamed, du Toit, Wu, Motorola, Hamdi, and Abdellatif from Egypt in the outside lane. There was a close shot of Pereira on the inside, who began quite well. Du Toit out fast in lane number 4. Mohamed's going with him in the early stages from Egypt on the inside. Motorola's away quickly in 6 as well. 3 from the left. There's Du Toit in the centre of the screen in the green, also charging through. At halfway, Motorola joined here by Du Toit. He's looking for the big double here, the 100-400 double, and he's in front clearly. He puts up about 4 or 5 metres on Motorola. Coming through on the inside now is Mohamed in lane number 3, but Du Toit comes for home and kicks away 15 metres in front of battle for second, with Motorola on the outside and Mohamed on the inside. Motorola looks as though he'll get the silver, but he'll keep smiling here. Charles du Toit has done it for South Africa. Paralympic record 51.14, throwing himself over the line. Motorola got the silver. Hamdi from Algeria has finished at a rate of knots to get the bronze medal. But it's Charles du Toit's 2nd Paralympic Games. Made such a statement in the semi with such a cruisy win. but he was silver medalist at the Worlds in Doha. He's gone one better here in the Paralympic Games, and he's done the double, the 100-400 double. 4 times placed at the World Championships in different disciplines. He is one of the stars and an enduring image. Charles du Toit with the big smile on the dial, and why not?
You can't wipe that smile off his face. Another Paralympic record, 51.13, and a brilliant double. He was way ahead of the rest there, and way ahead of Omar Monterola. Big tactic we've seen on this track across the 2 major championships to throw yourself, hurl yourself over the line, and it's earned Monterola the silver medal for Venezuela, and a new South American record as well, 52.93, with Hamdi in 3rd place for Algeria. But du Toit never really troubled. It was largely him against the clock from there. He just shot away, crossed the final bend. And when we see the head-on, you'll probably see a big smile on his face here as well. Big margin between him and Monterola. At this stage, the most interesting thing was how fast he was going to go. He was around half a second outside the world record, but well inside, actually by a second and a half, the whole Paralympic record from 2004. Look at Monterola throwing himself down ahead of Hamdi, with Mustafa Mohammed of Egypt in 4th place. And he got away really well, Charles du Toit. And it's almost as if that smile is locked on his face permanently. He knew he got a good start, and by this stage, all he needed to do is glance up at the big screen and knew it was coming. Here's the side-on shot. A fantastic rhythm. And there's the emotion beginning to show, because he knows the 2nd gold medal is on the way. He kept pushing, gets the good time, and gets the gold for South Africa.
Yeah, he enjoys his running, there's no doubt about that. And up the straight he comes in splendid isolation. And shocked at the time as he glances up to the big screen. So a blazing win for South Africa as he drapes the flag around him. We have further action on the track in a moment. But confirming the result of the men's 400 T37 final, Charles du Toit from South Africa, the gold medalist, Monterola from Venezuela, silver, and Hamdi from Algeria finishing hard in the bronze medal place.
So we've seen the marvellous crowning now of a double Paralympic champion. Charles du Toit working it marvellously, and bagging himself another gold. Decent crowd today, actually, despite the weather. The bottom tier is largely open, exposed to the sun that we've had most days and the rain today, but it's not dampening any spirits. Men's 400 meters T47 arm amputee category. 3 heats in the opening round, and going in this, the reigning Paralympic champion, Guta Manciga. A former world champion he is, and so is Antonis Oresti of Cyprus. And here is Guta Manciga, aiming to retain his crown, and also a gold medal in the European Team Championships in Baku last summer at the European Games. Was the 3rd league, the bottom league. Muvinyi, who carried the flag for Rwanda, He's the only male athlete on a Rwandan team of 13 at these Paralympic Games. Finished fourth in the 1500 meters of the world and the 800 meters world champion in 2013. Originally, Austria got the silver in those European Games behind Slovakia by half a point. Matzinger, because of a lock of arms, dropped the baton in the relay. They lost the place, but then disqualification a few months later saw them take the gold. Then Slovakia went up anyway. So away we go. It's the top two to go through from this, plus the next two fastest losers. Matzinger, of course, off to an excellent start. There's no Javelin Hart of the United States, so he's overtaking Mendonca of East Timor on the outside, the only male in their team of two. Matzinger in good control here. Tarakoviev on the outside, 13th in the two, 16th in the one in the Asian Games a couple of years ago. But Gunther Matzinger is well clear. He's getting a little bit of a company now on his inside in lane two, and that's Mavunyi, and Oresti's moved up brilliantly also, the other former world champion in the field. Three battling for two places. Matzinger putting the foot down now. Mavunyi, the former 800 meters world champion, will be overtaken by Matzinger on the line, and Oresti through as well. So Matzinger wins it. Mavunyi in second, Oresti in third. That was a good race in the end. 49.90 the winning time. Matzinger with a season's best as Mendonca of East Timor gets across the line. Mavunyi 49.99 was 900ths behind. They're the two who definitely will be going through, both in season's best. Oresti in third likewise. But with his season's best, he's going to have to hang on for the next few races to come through. Matzinger, though, good victory. And he was actually hard pushed, not in the first 200, but when they were straightening up, Mavunyi and Oresti had pushed on, and Matzinger then had to put the foot down to get the victory, just to be certain.
Yeah, it was a good race, wasn't it? Mavunyi on the right of screen, going for everything here, and Matzinger, as a result, being pushed. So we got to see him, not at his absolute peak of his powers, but just had to show us his wares in the last 50 metres, and it was a competitive heat. So first two go through. On the line, a slender margin, but comprehensive enough. There is the official Amiga photo finish. And as they straighten for home, it was Matzinger probably a couple of metres off Mavunyi. You can see the ground he needed to make up to claim him in the latter stages. Mavunyi having a bit of a look to the right. He knew he was coming.
It's interesting, though, Matzinger had such an easy time of it in the first 200, and then things looked as if they were going to go badly wrong in the closing straight. He found himself in third place, but he pushed on enough. Phew. He made it. Matzinger with the victory. And Vinicius, the Olympic mascot, under close control.
Yes, the mascots have been a real hit. The youngsters have adored them, and that will be with that young girl for the rest of her life, I'm sure. She'll show her grandchildren that mascot one day.
Trying to think of the last really popular mascot at a games like this, Olympics or Paralympics. It's going back a bit. Maybe Atlanta. We've seen a lot of Tom around, not in the same way that you might do Cooley, who was at the European Athletics a couple of years ago, and who is wheeled out for the Weltklasse every year, or Berlino in 2009 IAAF World Championships in Berlin, who joined quite a few races. Thomas Vinicius under strict instructions not to do that. Glad everybody came well prepared today. It's making us hungry, though.
So here we have heat number 2 of the men's 400 meters T47 category. Cuba, who have been quite excellent in the sprint races here in the track and field. We've got Ediam Calderon. And here he is, Ediam Calderon, 31 years of age. Competed in the long jump, a top 10 finish here. Was a bronze medalist in Beijing 8 years ago in the 200 meters. Here is Patricio Ferreira dos Santos, gold medalist in the 100 meters and the silver medalist in the Brazilian relay team, T47. So he's looking to add to his haul here. We've got Colmenares from Venezuela, the inside lane. There he is, only competing in the 400 here. The only athlete from Guinea, Mohamed Kamara. He's in lane 7. Got Sada from Jordan in lane 6. So away they go. Good start on the inside from Colmenares. Also, Ferreira off to a clean start, but has a little bit of trouble shaking off the man in lane 2. Now, brilliant speed right in the middle from Calderon. Look at the Cuban go. He's now chasing down Nombo, who's out deeper on the track. So overall, Calderon's in front. Ferreira dos Santos with some work to do, the Brazilian. Colmenares from Venezuela is running a very strong bend as well. Kamara on the outside from Guinea is back in the field, and also in lane 6, Sada's coming through. So on the point of the turn with 80 to go, I think he's switched off here, the Cuban, Calderon. Or either that or he's got extremely tired, he has. And look at this for a race. Coming through Ferreira dos Santos. He's going to get up. Santos has won it from Numbo out wide. What a finish that was. It completely changed complexion. For a moment, I thought Calderon had switched off, but he got the stitch. 49.96 is the overall time. Ferreira dos Santos is through, and the time 49.96. It's a season's best for Numbo from Côte d'Ivoire, 50.14, and Colmenares from Venezuela, 50.22. But the first two go through from Brazil and Côte d'Ivoire, and Calderon shot his bolt early.
Well, that will happen in these categories. You'll see athletes, especially in something like the 400 meters flying, and then in the last 100 they will break down like that. Ferreira dos Santos with an absolutely fantastic victory, lifetime best. And Calderon, brilliant start, but then just really faded in the last 100. And Colmenares didn't have a good start whatsoever, but it was looking really good here. Then just started going backwards. It was unfortunate for him, but a real surge then by Ferreira dos Santos as Calderon of Cuba suffered. Huge cheer in the stadium for that, and he is the 100 meters champion here of these Paralympic Games, and he is the Pan Am champion as well over 100. Great break by Ferreira dos Santos. Injured in Doha, was so unfortunate. On the eve of his race, he couldn't compete at all. He'd made the trip out of Qatar. This makes up for it. Mind you, the gold medal did as well in the 100. And, well, Calderon just really lost his way towards the end. Silver in the 400 at the previous World Championships in Lyon, so he knows this distance well. And then he found pretty much the whole field overtaken.
Well, he lost his form, didn't he? You could just see that with the fatigue setting in, he was starting to lean a little bit to the left. And look at the crowd in the background there. Santos, he set them alight, but you don't see that in a heat very often, in a 400 being fifth on the turn and coming through to win it. Have a look at the crowd. And that was only a heat win.
I think they enjoyed that.
So let's have a look at the result of Heat 2. It was Santos first. Numbo from Côte d'Ivoire, full credit to him with a personal best. Colmenares from Venezuela in what was an exciting race. The second heat of the men's 400 T47 with another field of 7 engaged in heat number 3. And just confirming the result of Heat 1, it was Gunther Matzinger from Austria over Mavunyi, who gave his all from Rwanda, but he goes through. And then it was Aresti from Cyprus in third place as the field, as you can see in the foreground, prepare for heat number 3.
Well, that certainly energized the crowd. Remember, 4 field finals today. Time to get some photos right by the track. Now it's my turn. Those field finals continuing. We'll join them in due course shortly. One more heat to come in that men's 400 meters T47, and shortly afterwards then the women's 1500 meters T20 final. That's in the intellectual category. Someone's going to notice quickly they're on the big screen. Yeah, there you go. Always amazed at how delighted people are, but...
Well, it's a Friday in Rio, and they're obviously not embarrassed, because you wouldn't want the boss to see you, that you've had a day off and you're spending the morning at the athletics, as we move on to some serious action, Heat 3.
Elias Ndilamunde and Johansson Nascimento, who must be injured, missing out this final heat of the men's 400 meters T47. Nascimento gold in the 4x1 relay and bronze in the 100. But we do have the Pan Am champion going in this. For Cuba, Ernesto Blanco, gold in the 4 and bronze in the 2 there. 4th place finishers of the world in the 200 and the 400 in Doha. And for Jamaica, silver in the 400. Both at the Pan Ams and the World Championships. Shane Hudson, he carried the Jamaican flag at the opening ceremony last week. So did David Among of Uganda, who's in this, and Alex Anjos of Sao Tome and Principe, who's his nation's only athlete here. Wang Hao of China in lane 2, the Asian Games champion, silver in the long jump. And the Asian Games champion over 1, 2, and 4. So he will be a candidate. And again, it's only the top 2 who will go through. And the fastest loser time is currently 50.22 from Colmenares in the second heat. Wang, Hudson, Blanco, Emong, and Anjos. So away the first time of asking in this men's 400 meters T47. It's a very solid start from the Cuban Ernesto Blanco. 2 medals in Toronto last summer in those very high finishes without managing to get a medal in Doha. But can he manage it for a first time in a global championship if he gets into the final of this 400? Hudson now hitting the front for Jamaica. Blanco in second place. Emong doing very well out of lane 7. Anjos a little bit behind now. As they turn for home, it's Shane Hudson leading for Jamaica and leading quite comfortably. Pushing back is Blanco, looking to get the win in this semi-final. Blanco moving out. It'll be Hudson, Blanco, Emong, and then Wang. 49.55, the winning time. And Hudson was not going to be denied despite a late push by Blanco. Decent winning time of 49.53. I actually think Alex Anjos was a bit higher up than we originally gave him credit for. I think he might just have squeaked into that top four. Hudson 49.53. Yes, indeed, Anjos was in third place there. 50.94. Won't get him into the final as the fastest loser, but it is a lifetime best, and credit to him for that. That was superb. Hudson, Blanco, Anjos, the 1, 2, 3.
Now the men's shot put F40 category. The Paralympic champion isn't here. The world record holder isn't here. As we are about to introduce the field for you. F40 final. And quite a group. We have 10. China with Wang Wei, Lin Kelly and Shen Zhenyu. And now the introductions. This is Wang Wei, the 26-year-old. And no real international form to speak of, but we've seen that from the Chinese this week. Here's Bourbib from Tunisia, 21 years of age, only competing in the shot put here. Matija Slup from Croatia, fourth in this event at the World Championships. Abdullah El Saif from Kuwait, seventh in the shot put in the Worlds, which is the main form guide here. Lin Keeley from China, fifth in the shot put at the World Championships. From Portugal, Marcos Monteiro, also just competing in the shot put. Big supporter of the Portuguese football team Benfica, Shen Zhenyu. 24 years of age, 9.97, his personal best, the third in the Worlds. Here is Tanais from Iraq, the world champion. Here is Bin Nordin from the beautiful country of Singapore, 24 years of age, 11th in the Javelin. And rounding out the field is Richard Duffy from Côte d'Ivoire. So that is the field for this F40 final. As we have a look once again at the third and final heat of the men's 400 metres. Shane Hudson from Jamaica, with on his outside Néstor Blanco from Cuba. And they've had a good little match race towards the line, but it was Hudson getting the better of Blanco and looking strong and looking determined. So as the sun is trying to peek through here in the main stadium, the result of Heat 3, Shane Hudson 49.53 from Blanco 49.68. They immediately go through. And the round up into the final, it'll be Hudson, Blanco, Matzinga, Santos, Mavunyi, Numbo and Colmenares in what should be a pretty hot final.
So here is the belated women's 4x400 meters T53-54 victory ceremony. Huge amount of drama in this. Very, very long story. China winning it last night and unaffected by the controversy that was happening behind them. Australia disqualified quite early in that, but they appealed and got back in third place. The United States in second were then disqualified because of a lane violation. Turkey had been disqualified pretty much from the off because of a changeover that went wrong. United States reappealed overnight and were appealing again this morning. The presentation for this supposed to be an hour ago. It's a great result for Australia. Angie Ballard picks up her third medal of the Games. Bronzes in the 1 and the 4, and now a silver in this relay. Madison Rosario, fourth in the 5,000 metres, fifth in the 15. First medal at the Paralympic Games in 2008. She's the 800 metres world champion, gets another Paralympic medal here. And Jemima Moore, great result for her, full stop. Chrissy Dawes had been 8th in the 1,500 metres, and now rewarded with her first medal at these Games. Christy Dawes, previously a world champion twice over in the 4x100 metres relay in 1998 in Birmingham. And this, her third Paralympic medal of all time. 2 silvers and a bronze. Those silvers coming in relays. Very well done indeed. And Jemima Moore, by the way, Jemima Moore with her second relay silver at the Paralympics. But here come China. They all had medals from these Paralympic Games already. Lu Wenjun and Zhou Hongjian had picked up golds. Lu in the 1. Zhou in the 4, along with the silver in the 100 metres. Li Yingli had a bronze in the 100, and Zhou Li Hong a bronze in the 4. That'll make the suitcases a bit heavier on the way home. It's quite an amazing run of affairs. Meant the result of this delayed until 25 minutes ago, and then finally confirmed. Now the medals and the toms have all been presented, and China are the champions, and Australia are the runners-up with the silver medals. Yet again, the Chinese anthem. It took a while for the result to be validated, but now it has. China always were going to be unaffected by the various stewards' inquiries, but Australia get the silver, and so Tatiana McFadden's attempt to get 7 medals out of these games denied at the 5th hurdle. So a lot of early action happening in this shot put final. It's F40. And Bouabid our leader with a 9:01, and that is a new African record.
Another victory ceremony. F34 for the javelin throwers. Another medal for China here, but it was a gold medal to Colombia. This was a seated throwing event. And to officiate is the IPC governing board member, Mr. Dwayne Cale, to be accompanied by Rear Admiral Denilson Noga, Director of Navy Social Assistance. The country that has performed well in the field during the Rio Paralympic 2016 Games. That is the Islamic Republic of Iraq. Mohsen Kaidi with a 33-42 throw. Not forgetting the mascot, of course. China in the silver medal position this time. Wang Yangzhang, 34.15 meters was his throw. And really challenged the Colombian. Fantastic competition for me, he explains to Mr. Cale. So delighted with his result, Wang Yangzhang from China. And the gold medalist from Colombia, another country that has performed well in the field in this Paralympic Games, Mauricio Valencia with 36.65 meters. He is a force to be reckoned with. A joyous moment for him. Really challenged by the Chinese athlete in the competition, but he threw one right out of the box late in the piece in the competition to take the gold medal. Now the national anthem of Colombia. So a very exciting competition it was, the seated javelin. Look at that, showing his muscle, and he did that with his final throw of 36.65 meters. Gold medal to Colombia, silver for China. We've got plenty of gold, upwards of 22, but they're certainly racking up the silver as well. Up around the 18 silver mark, or thereabouts. Speaking of China, here's Chen.
Yes, Chen Zhenzhou in this men's F40 shot put. Bronze in Doha, the World Championships from Taizhou. He also was in the Javelin there and he finished in 10th place. Sent that a nice distance. It's over 9 meters. That world record line, 10.83, set by Dmitry Dushkin of Russia from the European Championships in Grosseto this year. That's certainly over 9, about 9.5. We saw that good throwing by Bouabid of Tunisia earlier, 9.01. And Chen, happy with what he's done. It's 9.64 and he's in the lead for China. Gets himself out in front by a good margin. Gara Tanayash of Iraq, the reigning world champion. That's brilliant. That's well out towards the world record line. And that certainly looks to set the new standard. He's gone out beyond Chen for sure. That'll do nicely. It's over 10 meters, 10.36, and Tanayash has the lead for Iraq. For Croatia, Matija Slu. A no throw in the opening round, but he did finish 4th in the championship final at the Worlds in Doha 11 months ago. He's 20 years old. He's from the Adisa club, right in the heart of Croatia. Well, that will register. It'll at least get him a placing for now. 8th place. The top 8 will have all 6 throws. 8.27. He could be happier. 9.19 is his lifetime best set this year, and that would be good enough to get into the medals. Abdullah Al Saif currently in 10th place from Kuwait, 6.75 in the opening round, and he finished 7th in the World Championship final in Doha. A 7.50 man in his career, 6.75 in the opening round, needs to improve by 3/4 of a meter on his lifetime best. That is shy of 7. And that is a foul. Long jump action as well in the T11s. A lot of familiar names in this, so we've seen exciting us on the track this week. And the world record holder goes in this as one of 3 home finalists. It's T11, it's complete visual impairment. Salvatini Spolatore, Silvana Costa de Oliveira and Talita Vittoria Simplicio de Silva are all in this, with the world record being set by Costa de Oliveira in Sao Paulo in July. So much enthusiasm among the crowd, even more so when they see who's going to be introduced first. There's an awful lot of green there. So let's go through the field. Lorena Salvatore Spoladore here. Silva in the relay, the 4x100. The former world champion from 2013. Silva, she was in Doha. European champion, Ayola Dedai, of Italy, originally from Albania, 7th in the long jump in the World Championships. Here's Silvana Costa d'Oliveira, silver in that relay as well, and she is the reigning world champion. Jia Chunting-Tan, very successful in the track for many years, gold in the 4x100 relay, twice a world champion, and took the long jump crown in 2011. Victoria Karlsson of Sweden, great jumping nation. She's only in this, 3rd in the long jump in Doha, 4th in Lyon. Ronja Oya regularly goes with her brother Jesper as a guide, 5th in the long jump in Doha. Now Talia Vittoria Simplicio da Silva from Natal, silver in the relay. Whole load of silver medals to the fore and the long jump at the Pan Ams. Nguyen of Vietnam, 3rd in the long jump of the Asian Games in Incheon. From Cote d'Ivoire, Diasso, her first major championship. Takada of Japan next, went out in the semis of the one, silver in the long jump in the Asian Games in Incheon. And that's your field. So Costa d'Oliveira, the reigning world champion and world record holder. It was a 1-2 for Brazil at the World Championships in Doha. But now the final of the women's 1,500 metres T20. And as we know, this is an event which is always very, very competitive. Features the world record holder who in this is very much the one to beat, but was beaten in the 400 here. Three Polish representatives, 2 from Japan, 2 from Hungary, from the same household. T20, the intellectual category, normally gives us some very good racing. For Hungary, Ilona Biaksi, the former European champion, was 8th in the 400 metres here. And the former European 1,500 metres champion. Silver she took this year in Grosseto, but twice she's been a major championship bronze medalist, including in London. Sayaka Mikita of Japan, bronze in the 4 and the 15 at the Asian Games 2 years ago. The former world champion from 2011, the last woman in the 1,500 metres to beat Barbara Nowidziel in a championship race. That's Aleta Melok of Poland, and she's the reigning European 800 metres champion. Yamamoto of Japan, 5th in the 800 metres. But here's the reigning European, world and Paralympic champion, last beaten over this distance in a championship race 5 years ago. Barbara Nowidziel of Poland. Ludmila Danilina of Ukraine, bronze in the 15 in Christchurch and Doha, and those world championships 2011 and 2015. Twin sister of Ilona, this is Bernadette Biaksi, silver in the 8 of the Europeans this year, silver in the 15 in the previous European Championships in Swansea, and Sabina Stenka of Poland does not start. So we're down to 7. We've had the Bakker twins and the Biaksi twins. Obviously, we had the Estonian triplets, the Loiks, in the Olympic women's marathon. So Barbara Nowidziel going out in front, lots of jostling behind her. But what a great career she's had. Gold at London 2012. She's been the twice world champion at this distance and took 3 gold medals at the World Championships in Doha. But what a serious move to the front straight away. Japan looking to make their intentions very clear right from the start. It's Yamamoto who's decided to go for it. Nowidziel at the front of the opening pack, and the Biaksi twins are both there. Mikita, Sayaka Mikita, the Asian Games bronze medalist over 400 and 1,500 metres with a very, very solid advantage. Yamamoto in the middle of the field. Nowidziel leading that field with the Biaksis, Bernadette and Ilona up at the front with 3 to go.
And it's clear that Malik's not happy with her position at the moment. 3 wide, and is having a little jostle with Biaksi. And every time she looks to push up, Biaksi just edges out. Some real tactics between those two. But sitting comfortably on the inside, Nowidziel at the moment. Yamamoto with quite a clear advantage of about 15 to 20 metres. From in second, Navigil, Biaxi the outside. And then we see out wider Mellock, just trying to get closer to that inside line. And next on the inside is Makita from Japan with a personal best of 4:48.99. But it's Yamamoto who is out clear at the moment. The 18-year-old is setting a solid pace. Comes towards the corner with the main group chasing 1:13.68 that last lap. As coming into the straight, it's Japan first, Poland second, Hungary third, Poland fourth, Japan fifth. Malik looks as though she's going to be travelling wide the entire journey, and Alina from the Ukraine is making a move from the back of the main group and is going to dispute the lead.
Yes, Makita takes them 2 laps to go, and there's been that solid move, and now she's finally being overtaken by the Ukrainian Danilina. Navigil in second place, Biaxi third and fifth, Mellock in fourth place. Danilyuk taking the advantage for Ukraine. Couple of World Championship bronze medalists. Mellock still winning major championships. Gold in the 800 meters this year at the European. She's in fourth place at the moment on the outside. Navigil precisely where she wants to be in second place. And the Biaxi twins, Ilona and Bernadette, then tucked up nicely on the inside. Still Danilina who leads for Ukraine, and she fell right back in the end, Makita, after that really solid start. So it's Ukraine, Poland, Hungary, Poland, Hungary. They're the leading 5. Big move being made by Danilina. It's Navigil in second place, and I make it Ilona Biaxi, who's there in third right now, as they take the bell in the final with Mellock in fourth.
So 400 metres to go, 1:15.75 the previous lap. Danilina making a move with purpose a lap ago. But it must be said, Navigil's watched all of the work unfold around her. She's had a sweet run in transit. Iona Biaxi in third place. If anything, Mellock, just after covering extra ground in the first lap, has dropped off a shade. Still in bronze medal contention, but has work to do. Danilina steps it up down the back at the 250. Navigil's now about to make her move on the outside. And here goes the defending Paralympic champion. She looks off and gone with 200 metres to go. Reigning world champion in the 400, 800 and 1500. Clock 4:28.58 in her final in Doha. And now she starts to power away. She thought the London Paralympics would be her last, but she loved the urgings of the fans, and she's going to get more of it here. Up the straight with 50 metres to go. Iona Biaxi moves into second. It's a real challenge for the silver with Danilina, but it's all Poland and it's all Navigil, and she does it again. Paralympic record 4:24.38. Iona Biaxi silver, Danilina bronze, and coming in fourth place Alida Mellock. And then a gap to the younger of the Biaxi sisters. Bernadette is going to clock in here in fifth position. And then after setting quite a tempo, Yamamoto is going to come in at the tail, and Makita is going to come in preceding her from Japan. Paralympic record 4:24.37. But as I said, with a lap to go, all of the work was done around it. Danilina moved up with purpose 2 laps from home. The heavy lifting was done by the Japanese, but she is the champion. And she came away like champions do with a powerful sprint in the last lap.
Yeah, Navigil still can't be beaten over this distance, even though that throwing of herself over the line managed to get her the bronze medal in the 400 meters over 15. Terrific athlete. Paralympic record 4:24.37. Ilona Biaxi, with whom she was celebrating in second place. Identical twins, but it's just funny, the little number on her side, the 8, just happened to fly away in a close shot, and she managed to maintain her position throughout, which in the end saw her move up from third to second. But this was the big move up by Navigil. Keeps performing fantastically over this distance. Navigil winning the 4 and the 15 at the European Championships. Didn't compete in the 8, which Mellock won, but then the turn for home. The little smile at first when she knew the gold was going to go away again. She retains a Paralympic title. The twice world champion over this distance. 4 world titles overall. And we know London is going to get great crowds next year at the World Championships. It's back at the Olympic Stadium again, 5 years on from the Paralympic Games. Great celebration for Ilona Biaxi. Her best result ever at a Paralympic Games. Double Biaxi celebration for Novitiel and from her teammate Mellock, who this time missed out on a medal. 4th place for her. She regularly gains medals, and as we say, the last woman to beat Novitiel in a championship 1500 metres. Well, not this time. She was outside the medals. Novitiel wins again. Paralympic record. And in this discipline, she's the complete athlete. And a brilliant result for Ilona Biaxi as well.
Yes, terrific respect shown there. Barbara Novitiel, the Paralympic champion again, and with another record, 4:24.37. Ilona Biaxi in the silver place. And it was bronze to the Ukraine. As we move on to the victory ceremony of the men's 400 metres T36.
Yes, it was victory in this for Great Britain, and a notable win as well. A first ever Paralympic Games title for our champion here. T36 400 metres. A super result for William Steadman here for New Zealand, who finished 5th in the long jump, his first major championship medal. And it comes in this T36 final. Steadman from Christchurch. Also going in the 800 metres. And a wonderful bronze medal. Well, it boosts the New Zealand tally. Roman Pavlik's second medal of the Games. He false started in the 100 and would have been a great candidate for a gold there. In each of the last 2 Paralympic Games, he's picked up 2 golds each time. He's a 4-time world champion and obviously a 4-time Paralympic champion. There will be a silver for him this time to go with the bronze in the long jump. 16 medals for Ukraine now, 4 of them gold. Regularly very strong performers these days at major championships. And Paul Blake, a 3 times world champion, twice over 800 metres and once over 400, picks up his first ever Paralympic Games medal. And it's a gold. Good display. 54.49, a season's best. He's based out of Bath in the West Country. Great Britain's 14th gold. And it goes to Paul Blake.
I love that win. He was challenged on the turn, and just when it looked like the man from the Ukraine was going to run by, he stormed away. The arms were motoring, and in the end it was a dominant gold medal. That would have made the Brits proud, no doubt about that, pushing their gold medal tally to 14, chasing China's 22. We saw plenty of the Union Jack at the cycling, because Kadina Cox was prominent there, and we've seen plenty of it in the Olympic Stadium. New Zealand are having an excellent program on the track and field. Liam Malone, their star, and another star for them in Will Steadman. As we head back to the shot put, and this is the man from China, Lin Kelly, 22 years of age. The best he's thrown, 9:33. That was recently. Hasn't been able to produce that in 2 attempts so far. He hasn't got over the 9-metre mark yet. Puts plenty into that and has got over the 9 metres now. So you would assume that he will be somewhere up near the lead. We've already seen the man from Iraq, Tanayash, throw very well over the 10-metre mark, but this is going to have him in medal calculations. 9:16 for Lin Kelly from China. Speaking about China, here is Chen Zhenyu. He'd be looking for a throw around the 10-metre mark to get himself into medal calculations as well. He has thrown 9:64 so far, first attempt. And out it goes. Ah, that's an excellent throw. That will certainly have him in medal calculations, if not into the silver medal position outright, behind Tanayash. Yes, he's delighted. 10 metres, 09. He has got over the double figures. The best he's ever thrown in this inspirational Olympic Stadium. He's on the charge. So at the moment, Iraq leads China 2-3 there in that competition, the F40 men's shot put, as we head back to the long jump.
Yes, huge amount of Brazilian interest in this T11, complete visual impairment. You'll hear the listening out for the guides all the time. And great encouragement there. Complete silence needed. The guides you'll see with the momentum and then step out of the way. And Costa de Oliveira, the reigning world champion and world record holder, looking to hit the top spot here. You'll also notice 466, Brazilian lead. That'll do very nicely for Silvana da Costa. On the track now, the final of the women's 200 meters, T47. amputee category. The reigning European champion in this, the Asia-Oceania champion in Lalwala, Palliakoranis. The 400 meters Paralympic champion from here, Li Lu, and the 100 champion, Deja Young. So again, a high-quality field have fought their way to the final. Lane 8 for Japan. Sai Tsuji, bronze in the 400 meters here. 6th in last year's 100 meters World Championship final, 7th in the 100 here. Here is the new Paralympic 400 meters champion for China in her first majors, Li Lu, the 21-year-old. European champion over 100 and 200. And previously, world champion over 4, Alicia Fyodorov of Poland. Silver in the 400 meters for the reigning 400 champion, world champion over that distance, and Rune Liebenberg of South Africa. The 100 meters Paralympic champion from the United States, world champion in that too, silver in the 2 in Doha, Deja Young of the United States. From France, Lyon, 3 bronzes of the Europeans this year, 1, 2, and long jumper. Angelina Lanza, 4th in the 400 meters here. From Chile, Amanda Cerna. Golds in the 2 and the 4, the Asia-Oceania Championships in Dubai in April, 5th in the 400 meters here. From Sri Lanka, Amara Indamath Lalwala Palliakoranis. The world and Paralympic champion, Eunice Castillo, injured in the 100 meters final for the 2nd major 100 meters final in a row. So not competing in this or the 400, so the door is open. Lalwala Palliakoranis in 1, Cerna 2, Lanza 3, Young 4, Liebenberg 5, Fyodorov 6, Li Lu 7, Tsuji 8. The final of the women's 200 meters, T47. They're away. Solid start by Young out of 4, and by Li Lu in 7, and also by Fyodorov in 6. This looks like it's going to be very tight. Here comes Young on the final bend. Fyodorov for Poland. Li Lu is well behind. Can Young keep the momentum going? Fyodorov fighting hard for Poland in the closing straight. Li Lu in 3rd place, but it's deja vu for Deja Young. 25:46, she wins it. Fyodorov the silver, Li Lu the bronze. 25:46, a good fast time, and Deja Young does the 100-200 double in Rio. A great success for this 20-year-old. 2 silvers in a row for Fyodorov, but Deja Young, who emerged at the World Championships in Doha last year, it was silver in the 200 meters as she took the gold when Castillo broke down. The same thing happened in the 100 here. But Deja Young does the double. It's a great result for Fyodorov of Poland likewise. She's got a Polish flag out. Another excellent result this morning for them. And Li Lu gets the bronze. Liebenberg was in 4th place. But Deja Young back to do it again.
Well, it's a sign of a real champion, isn't it, when you can do the double, the 100 and the 200. And her support crew are absolutely delighted. They've got the flag, so she's about to do the victory lap. But what speed she shows, and she utilises that 100 speed in the 200 metres. But around that turn, she can put herself in such a winning position. But then up the straight, she had to hold her form. And she's such a solid 200 runner as well. She had a very good athlete coming at her in Fyodorov. And you knew that Li Lu was always going to keep coming as well, so proficient at the 400. But a real star, Deja Young, and look at her already storming through that initial stagger against Lanza from France, and also Liebenberg on her outside. Liebenberg no slouch, but had A strong run at a run down in Fyodorov, really throwing it down to Young, and if anything, pulling away in a great finish. Liu in third, and then it was Liebenberg having a battle of her own with Lanza.
She's based at Wichita State University. And at a university athletics meeting there, another athlete saw her and said, "Have you ever heard of para-athletics? Do you know the Paralympics? You might be good at that." And she is. A double gold success. Fyodorov fighting very hard in second place for Poland. And she picks up another Paralympic medal there. She got 2 in London, silver and a bronze. Same thing had happened in 04. And now 2 silvers for her in Rio, so it's her best Paralympic Games ever. And Deja Young, what a championships. So between the Worlds and the Paralympic Games, she now has 3 golds and that silver from last year. A brilliant emerging talent at the age of 20. Fyodorov really ran it close in both the 100 and the 200, but Deja Young is the double champion in Rio de Janeiro. Young takes the gold, 25.46. Fyodorov the silver for Poland, 25.61. And Li Lu the bronze for China, 26.26.
So the men's 400 metres T37 victory ceremony. And this will be a delight, I'm sure, because we have the South African winner who never disappoints. He's still smiling. Charles du Toit. But a great win. Challenge down the back. Omar Motorola set a fast speed down the back section, but Charles du Toit was always in control and was able to nab him off the back straight, and then he just had to come away. His second Paralympic Games and his second gold medal here after winning the 100 metres. Mr. Marco Aurelio Vieira, the Rio 2016 Executive Director, is officiating here to present the medals. Mr. Agamor Sanctos to assist. Run a top race. His running style suited by the outside lane because he's a strong finisher. Personal best of 52-54. He ran 53.01 to get the bronze medal here, a season's best. "27 years of age from Algeria, will be competing in the 100 metres. That's his third Paralympic medal. He previously had won a silver and a bronze in Beijing. And here is Omar Motorola from Venezuela. The 29-year-old who ran a regional best here, 8th in the 100 metres, but a bronze medalist in the 200 metres in London, so his second Paralympic medal. Charles du Toit, 23 years of age, Dual gold medalist here at the Paralympic Games with the 100-metre dash and the 400 metres now in the bag as well. Born in Pretoria, lives in Stellenbosch. His second Paralympic Games. And just a great character, such a happy character and an enduring image that'll light up the television screens and papers in South Africa, I'm sure. And his great motto in life, limits like fear are often just an illusion. He's a gold medalist again. He sang it loudly and proudly. Charles du Toit, our gold medalist in the men's 400 metres, T37 final. A silver to Venezuela and a bronze to Algeria. Just a delight, Charles du Toit.
And the action continuing in the field, we've got this men's 40 shot put, athletes of shorter stature. And our leader is Gara Tanais of Iraq, 10:36 in the opening round. Into the second half of the competition now. That's a solo one now, that's knocking around the world record mark of 10:83, and doesn't he like that? And justifiably so. Superb effort. He'll extend his lead, no doubt about that. Chen of China in second with a 10:09. (10.76 is 7 centimeters outside the world record. He extends his lead, and it's a new Asian record. He's found the Iraqi flag. We might be hearing the Iraqi anthem soon. Bouabed of Tunisia in with a chance of the medals here, certainly. First major championship. Started off with a solid 9:01, looking to improve on that. It's a good one. 9:44. It's a new African record, and he goes into the bronze medal position. Chen Zhenyu of China with that 10:09 has him in second place. It's a lifetime best for him. Chen third in the shot put at the World Championships in Doha. So his opponents know he's a big contender, he's a big thrower as well. And that's around 10 meters. 10:09 for the previous round for the man from Taizhou, out towards the world record. Improves by a centimetre, 10 meters 10, and he stays in the silver medal position.
Some relay action coming up on the track shortly. But we're going to continue with the field events for now. And back to the shot put. Here's Wang in 7th position.
First major championship. 8.85 he's thrown this year. He's 8.50 is best in the competition. I don't think that's going to improve very much on that. Shy of 9. Have to get beyond 9 to get into the top 4, let alone get into the medals. 8.26, and Wang will finish in 7th place. Montero of Portugal, lying in 6th place, 8.62 in the 3rd round. First major championship. He's only 15 years old. He's got that one out towards 9 meters. Now his lifetime best, he's already surpassed a couple of times today. 8.62 in that 3rd round, his new lifetime best. That looks very close to 9 meters. It may push him up. And it has. He's 5th, 8 meters 89, lifetime best for the Lisbon team. Buabit, 9.44, that new African record in the previous round. Needs another 70 centimeters on top of it to get into the silver medal position, but that'll fall around 9 meters, just short of it. So it will be 3rd at best, because there's still 3 more to throw, including the man directly below him in the standings. So 9 meters 44. And it'll be a bit pensive for him for the next few seconds. 8.71 that comes up as. So it won't be gold or silver, but he is hoping for bronze. Lynn Kelly is the man who can deny it. 5th in the shot in Doha. It's a solid one around 9 meters, but it won't overtake Buabit, so it's bronze for Tunisia again, and Lynn Kelly will finish in 4th place for China. And we've 2 to throw. Needed to be around 9.5 to make it, and it's 4th place for Lynn Kelly, 8.83. Not a bad set of marks, but it won't get him onto the podium. That was a good battle between him and Buabit. You see the mutual respect, but this is Chen Zhenyu, 10 meters 10, a new lifetime best in the 5th round. Another 67 centimeters needed for gold. Tanayash in pole position. Chen needs a huge one, and it needed to be closer to that world record mark. It's silver for Chen, and it's gold for Tanayash. The world champion takes the Paralympic crown. Chen with 10.10 in the previous round. Not even sure that surpasses it. It's 9 meters 91, but look at those marks right across the board. Very little variance, actually. You take away the first one, there's only 20 centimeters between the next 5. So he deserves his medal. Does Chen Zhenyu. But here is our Paralympic champion. Can he leave us with something to remember? Tanaesh with his 10 meters 76 in round 4. The world champion, now the Paralympic Games champion. Not quite the world record though. It'll be very close to his best of the day, but he gets the gold medal for Iraq. And it's a big achievement for him. Got a great distance on that, didn't he? Just immense strength. Translated into the throw. There's silver, and there's the gold. 10 minutes 53s. Impressive all the same. It's his second best of the day. Gets the new Asian record with that 10.76 as well. The flag is out, and Iraq get the gold through Tanaesh. Time to get up onto the podium shortly for these 3.
That was a bit of a practice run.
Well, Chen's hopped into the infield. The lap of honour's going on around for Tanaesh and for Bouabid. And Bouabid with the bronze. That was the case with Navizial. They couldn't do the full lap of honour because the long jump's going on over in the far side. A few officials running out just to say, well, congratulations, but you can't go any further. Iraq very good at these field events. Gold for Iraq, Tanaesh 10 meters 76. Silver for Chen 10 meters 10, and bronze for Bouabid Tunisia 9 meters 44.
Yes, they're having a great run in the field events, Iraq, no doubt about that. As we head back over to the long jump, here's Jia from China.
4x1 gold for her for China, and the 2011 long jump world champion.
And that's over the 4 meter mark comfortably. Heading towards the 4.5 meter mark. She can jump 482, the 30-year-old. Interesting to see what she's been able to produce here, with the Brazilian leading the competition at the moment. Vision impaired athletes, so they're talked through the jump by the guide beside the runway. Just waiting for her first jump, 463. 463 has her in 3rd placing overall. As we move to the men's 4x400 meters, T53-54 first round. Well, we've already seen drama in the women's, with the victory ceremony being put back to the next session and then being delayed. China, the world record holders in the men's, along with Paralympic record holders, defending champions here. They don't go in this heat, but we've got a really strong heat with Thailand well represented, Canada in lane number 3, and we have Korea in lane number 7. The team of Korea: Hong, the 40-year-old, Jung, 41, Yu, 44, and Kim, the 32-year-old, who was 3rd in the 800 meters. And this is their first leg. Hung Suk Man, who is 3 times gold medalist, twice in Athens in the 100 and the 200, and first in Beijing in the 400, ominously. Here is Team Thailand, always very good in the tactics department. Konjen kicks them off. 2nd in the 800, 3rd in the 1500 here. Rohit Tan has had a Paralympics he probably would prefer to forget, and bringing them home will be the gold medalist in the 1500 and the 5000 in Prabhat Wahorum, who's won 7 gold medals. In Canada, Brent Lakatos, 36 years of age, Curtis Tom, 36, Tristan Smythe, 30, and Alexandra Dupont, 31. So there is Brent Lakatos in lane number 3. They're ready and away. So the benchmark 3:05.46. And the 4 best performers will advance to the final round with 6 teams in these heats. So the first leg, it's Brent Lakatos for Canada, Saishon Konjen for Thailand, second in the 800, third in the 1500s, in the middle of the screen in the blue. And on the right-hand side for Korea, it's Hong Suk Man, the winner of 3 Paralympic gold medals. And at this stage, Thailand picking up some ground on Canada. And then in third place, as they come around the turn, it looks as though it might be Canada now trailing in third. So it's Korea with Thailand doing battle at the first change. Now, are they going to be clean? Let's have a close look. Thailand with a good change, and very clean as well, the Koreans. Jung has been propelled into the race, but being raced here by Tana from Thailand, who unfortunately fell in the 1500 metres. Very good at the long distance events. Now in this relay, they're going to be able to cross over now after the first lap. So it's Thailand leading, and the race is on for second place at the moment between Korea and also Canada, and not a great deal between those 2 athletes. Curtis Tom, the 36-year-old from Canada, and Jung Dong-ho, the 41-year-old from Korea. So coming into the home straight with half the race completed. Thailand in front by a good margin at the moment. It would be about 20 metres to, in second place, Canada in front of Korea. Good change by the Thai team, and now Canada in second position. Not a bad change for them. Canada and Korea in third. Now the third athlete for Korea is Yoo Byung-hoon, the 44-year-old. And for Canada, Tristan Smythe, the 30-year-old, is trying to stave him off. For the team in front, it is Pio, 2 gold in the 400 and the 800 here, and second in the men's 100 metres. So this is ominous for the others. Thailand looking very strong, using plenty of the track, coming into the straight. Real battle for second position here. Canada only a wheelchair length in front of Korea. Last change for Thailand. Wahorum will go through. Gold medalist in the 1500 and the 5000. He is the anchor and will bring them home. Into second place, it's still Canada. It is Alexandra Dupont, the 31-year-old, who was 5th in the 4x100 metre relay team in London. So has some natural pace. And hunting him down at the moment is Kim from Korea, 3rd in the 800 metres here. But it's all Thailand coming towards the home turn, keeping in mind Paralympic record 3:05.46. Thailand in front with a good margin. Good battle for second place. It's about a 30-metre margin between first and second. Now Korea's gone into second place, courtesy of Kim. Then Canada in third. Thailand first, 3:08.38 sets the standard. From in second place, Korea, third Canada, with 47.01, the final lap recorded by Wahorum, who's having a terrific campaign, remembering 7 gold medals in Paralympic history for him, and 2 in Rio, the 1500 and the 5000 metres. But that was strong from Thailand, and a real good pipe opener for them as well to get their changes right. Good battle for second place in the end.
Yeah, Korea just edged them out, and it's new national records for all 3 nations, and for Canada, it's a continental record as well. Thailand certainly going through. It's the 4 fastest times across the 6 nations, 3 in each heat to qualify. But you look at the quality in that team, Konjen, Tana, Pio and Wahorum, and even if Tana hasn't had the best of championships here, he's still a double world champion from last year. Pio with 2 Paralympic crowns as well. Canada, I thought, might have done a bit better there. Brent Lakatos, fantastic in these games. Alexandre Dupont has had a few good results as well. There was really no denying Thailand. We see Tana in the second leg in 3:08.37. Actually a really good solid time. It's only 3 seconds outside the world record. There's no real problem for Thailand. Little look back in the end. Down over the shoulder from Waharam to see that everything was okay and that there was no difficulty. The really big margin of victory, around 3 seconds or so, but Korea pipping Canada, who are in a very precarious position. And the best fastest losers at the moment will be Korea with that 3:10.73. Canada, North American record, 3:11.41. Well, they'll have to hold on. It's a new national record as well. Long jump continuing also. This T11 final, complete visual impairment, is really quite something, this. Full faith in the guides. 4:66, our leader and the world record holder, the world champion from Doha, Silvania Costa d'Oliveira. Total silence needed. Nailed that one very well. You think of all the attributes that have to be put together. Simply starting, running in a straight line, accelerating at the right time, taking off at the right time, landing in the sand. You consider they can see absolutely nothing. And she's launched out to 5:46 in her career. This year, world record. That'll be a good improvement, 4:78. 15-centimeter lead over Ja in second place. This is Diasso of Côte d'Ivoire. A no jump in the opening round. Her first major championship on a global basis. 11th in the 100 meters and disqualified in the 2. 4:50, her lifetime best set this year. Diasso on her way. Well, she was very close towards the edge of the chalk, but I think she likes it. It'll be measured from the last tip of the chalk dust to where she lands in the sand, so difficult with the naked eye to judge precisely how she's done. I think she's just okay in there. Negligible wind speed reading as well. A little bit of a help to her. It's a little bit more breezy today, and it is cool. Diasso launched herself well out there. 4:74, she goes into the silver medal position, and she is only 4 centimeters behind Costa d'Oliveira. Second heat of the men's 4x400 meters, T53-54. Thailand winning the first heat, 3:08.38. That's the time to beat. For Great Britain, starting off, Richard Chiesaro, 4th in the 400 meters. That is only final. Nathan Maguire is only competing in this. Mo Jomini was 8th in the 400. And David Weir's best result, 4th in the 1500. As a result, he says that the London Marathon is the only thing he's aiming at next year. Alex Adelaide, semi-finalist in the 400. Pierre Fairbanks, silver in the 8, bronze in the 4. Brignone Castle going out in semi-finals. And China, not as many medals as we might have expected. Kui Yangfeng, 4th in the 800. Liu Jiang, silver in the 4. Li Huxiao, bronze in the 1. Liu Qianmeng, 7th in the 15. They're all waiting in the 4x4. And away we go. China in the red, France in the blue, and Great Britain in the white. Weir in the anchor leg for them over the 400. Very important for Great Britain. None of their squad with medals yet. France, Fairbank the only man with medals. Adelaide going out in the semi-final. China 2 of their 4 have medals so far. Liu Yang with the silver, Li Huzhao with the bronze. Kiyosaro's off very well. Personally, he was very, very disappointed with how he fared. He wanted to reach more finals. 4th in the 400, but missing out elsewhere. He will pass on to Nathan Maguire. It's Adelaide down to Fairbank. Great Britain lead, China in 2nd place. Liu Yang taking over for them. And Fairbank takes over for France in 3rd place. They still stay in their lanes. They break very shortly. That's what the United States got wrong. Disqualified in their final of this last night in the women's. So Tatjana McFadden denied a 5th medal, but already 3 gold and a silver. But it won't be 7 medals out of 7 competitions for her. And they appealed that a lot. So Yang leads for China now. He's taking the advantage. Evan Maguire in 2nd place for Great Britain. Fairbank back a bit in 3rd place for France. His first individual medal at a Paralympic Games since 2000, coming last night. Into the 3rd leg. Liu Yang to Li Huzhao. China lead. Nathan Maguire to Mo Jomny for Great Britain. France in 3rd. Fairbank on to Brignon, who was 5th in the 100 metres. Semi-finalist in the 1 and the 4. China well out in front in the penultimate leg. Great Britain in 2nd place with Jomny deciding to go back to lane 3, moving into lane 2 now. France way back in 3rd. Remember, it's down in times. Mathematics dictates that, yes, it will be the 2 heat winners who will definitely go through. Jomny still chasing. The final changeover. Li Huzhao giving the tap of the bag to Liu Chenming. 7th in the 15, 8th in the 4. 2nd place, Great Britain. David Ware takes it up now. He's got a lot of chasing to do. And in the final leg for France, Cassoli, who's also going in the marathon. Fairbank is also semi-finalist in the 8 and the 5 here. But China well in control. The champions from London 2012 with the World and Paralympic record, 3:05.46. And it's a really strong advantage. I make it at least 100 metres now. We'll certainly see once they're all in the closing straight. It's Liu Chenming coming forward. It's going to be very fast. He's going to be very close to the world record. He's inside it. 3:04.77, a new world record for China. Great Britain in 2nd place. And France in 3rd. That's 3:14. I think Great Britain and France are going to miss out on the final. China haven't. It's a new world record. 3:04.77. Well, that sends out a message, doesn't it? Great Britain and France way back. And China and Thailand look as if they're going to produce quite a joust in the final. Great Britain and France have both missed out. But China, faster than anyone has gone in this before.
Yes, so 3:04.77 means it's going to be Thailand, Korea, Canada and China in the final. And they will go into the final as real favourites, 4 seconds faster than the team from Thailand, who are going to have to pull one right out of the box if they're going to beat this team. Smooth transitions, so slick. Not a split second wasted, and then so fast, that final lap.
France have been disqualified, by the way, but they had already been eliminated. China, impressive. Great Britain in 2nd place, 3:14.43, unaffected by that, eliminated anyway. They'd have needed a disqualification in the other heat in order to go through. But China, with Liu Chenming in the anchor leg, Kui Yangfeng, Liu Yang, Li Huzhao. None of them have a gold yet, but they can very easily change that. They're looking very, very good. Liu Chenming did his great work at the end. His delight as he crossed the line to see that his pushing and pushing worked, and obviously all that of his colleagues as well. China get the victory, and they get the world record too as we return to the long jump.
Yes, visually impaired athletes here in the T11 final of the women's long jump. And Brazil with the lead here at 4 meters 78. Silvania Costa de Oliveira, the 29-year-old. And from Japan, this is Chiaki Takada, 31 years of age. And about to head down the runway at her third attempt. Her best jump, 4:45, which is the best she's ever jumped. Her second jump was illegal. So here comes Takada. Also competing in the 100 meters here, finished 6th at the World Championships back in 2013, but getting that wrong. And looking a little bit disappointed with that. So that is a no jump for Chiaki Takada, and that standing of 4:45 will remain with her as they move into the next round of that. But we have a victory ceremony now. This is for the women's 1500 meters T20 classification. Entertaining race and more success for Poland, in particular Barbara Nowidziel, clocking a Paralympic record of 4:24.37 in the process. Bronze medalist already here in the 400 meters, but the reigning world champion in 3 disciplines, the 400, the 800 and the 1500 meters. In winning the world championship, she went 4:28.58, so she continues to improve. 4:24.37. Marco Aurelio Vieira, Rio 2016 Executive Director, is presenting the medals for this women's 1500 meter presentation. And Mr. Rodrigo Berarano, Secretary General of the African Paralympic Committee, is assisting. Great run. Ludmila Danilina from the Ukraine made a move with 2 laps to go, went to the front and gave the champion a real race. "31 years of age. Running a personal best here, beating her previous standard by 9 seconds. So an outstanding achievement. Bronze medalist in Doha as well. So running to form. Well, the Biaggi sisters, and the 2 in the race, Bernadette and Ilona. And after finishing 8th in the 400, great run here, silver medal, adding to her bronze in this event in London. The 2013 Female Athlete of the Year, voted by the Hungarian Paralympic Committee. Has been competing for Hungary for 14 years, but perhaps this is her sweetest moment. A silver medal. And a real darling of the sport in Poland, Barbara Nowidziel, the gold medalist once again, and reigning world champion in the 1500 meters. Competed in London. The Olympic Stadium was packed to the rafters 4 years ago, you might remember. And after thinking that would be her last Paralympic Games, she went home and she was just so stirred by it. She said, no, I'm going to compete in Rio. And what a great decision that was. I wonder what's left for Barbara Nowidziel. Of course, she'd love to return to that Olympic Stadium for the Worlds next year. So, a brilliant winner, Barbara Nowidziel, and now the national anthem of Poland. So, an emotional Barbara Novidziel takes the gold medal for Poland. And some great snaps, I'm sure, taken by the fans as well in the stadium. It's a gold medal, once again, to Novidziel from Poland. Biachi, a career best silver. And Alina from the Ukraine, a bronze again. All triumphant in the T20 final of the 1500 metres.
Well, China so dominant in that 4x400 metres relay. Lu Chenming with the anchor leg. A new world record, 3:04.77. Great Britain in second place, 3:14.43. France had been third, but disqualified anyway. China, the fastest to qualify for the final, and they'll be joined by Thailand, South Korea and Canada. Still a long way to go in that women's long jump. The T11 were only at the halfway stage. Next victory ceremony is for the women's 200 metres, T47. Well, unfortunate for Unides Castillo that she would break down again in the final of the 100 metres halfway through. While in the lead, it happened to her in the World Championships, also in Doha last October, and on that occasion, Deja Young came through to win, as she did in the 100 metres here, and with no Castillo competing in the 200. Young top of the podium again. Marco and Rodrigo are back for this victory ceremony. Jose Rodrigo Bejarano, the Secretary General of the African Paralympic Committee. Li Lu, the 400 metres champion, picking up the bronze medal in the 200. Her first major championship at the age of 21. 26.26 seconds. Just enough of a margin ahead of Aruna Liebenberg, as was the case in the 400, by the way. Li Lu winning that and Liebenberg behind her in second. Well, positions both by 2 in this. Alicia Fedorov with the silver medal here, the European champion over 100 and 200 metres. It's her 7th Paralympic medal, so most successful Paralympics, 2 silvers. As previously her best, a silver and a bronze in Beijing and London. She gets a silver tom as well, so that definitely seals it. It's Deja Young all over again. She gets her 2nd gold medal here, having won the 100 metres. Came through the athletics program at Kansas State University, and now in para-athletics. How successful she's proving to be, and she's still in university in Wichita. The double Paralympic champion. So the 100 meters champion claims the 200 gold and beats the 400 meters champion in the process. Back to the long jump, into round 4, and for Japan, it's Chiaki Takada. .445 her best so far, 2 no jumps since then. Silver in the long jump at the Asian Games in Incheon in Korea 2 years ago. From Tokyo, 6th her best in a global championship. Doesn't look to have improved on that for her. Ayala Dedai of Italy with a 440 currently in 8th place. And from the final jumps, we've actually lost Ronja Oya, silver in this year's European Championships from Finland, and also Tien Nguyen of Vietnam. 4 meters 16, so Takada will not improve. But here is the double European champion. Grosseto this year, Swansea 2014, Victoria Karlsson of Sweden, and she's still only 19 years old. Nation with magnificent history over the vertical and horizontal jumps. Got a large team across all sports here, 58 in total. .456 a lifetime best from this year. But we'll have to reset. She was just going off the running track, and we see this done so successfully. It's a reminder of how precarious this whole event actually is. T11 women's long jump, complete visual impairment. The athletes are totally blind, have to have the glasses or the blindfold, which are checked in advance by the officials, just to make sure. Well, the clock's winding down. Karlsson is okay unless she crosses the plane. Still got 39 seconds to play with once she gets into position. Bronze in the World Championships in Doha, 4th in Lyon in 2013 in the previous Worlds. Now the clock will start again. So will the process. She's having difficulty just getting there in a straight line. 4:48 her best so far. She's only 15 centimeters away from bronze. It's only 38 centimeters between 1st and 8th. That's how open it is here. This is her last stab at it. I'm pretty sure she only had 12 seconds to go. She might have just kept enough time on the clock that she won't be red flagged for a time violation. She has 6 seconds left. So they've got to go with this one way or the other. But on a day when she gets this spot on, obviously being the twice European champion, it's for this round, it's now or never for Carlsen. Red flag. They gave it enough efforts. Just having a difficulty in getting Carlsen running to a good rhythm and centrally. So it's a no jump, but you see from her 4:48 her best, and it's 15 centimeters away from a medal.
Time for a victory ceremony. The men's shot put F40 classification. And some big smiles here. It was a big win for Iraq. Gara Tanayash, the 25-year-old. Regional best of 10.76, only competing in the shot put here, but he is the world champion, and he's been able to consolidate that position with a Paralympic gold medal. Joy for Chen Zhengyu from China, the 24-year-old, with a personal best of 10.10. And it was Smali Bouabid from Tunisia, the 21-year-old. 9.44 was his best throw. So officiating here, Mr. Abdul Abtain, with the gold medal to be awarded to Iraq. But here is the Tunisian, Smali Bouabid, throw of 9.44, best in his region in the F40 classification. Only competing in the shot here. And he's loving it. And the silver medalist, the 24-year-old, just got over the 10-meter mark, which is his best. Previously it was 9.97, so importantly got over the double figure mark, and as a result a deserved silver medal. And our gold medalist from Iraq, they're having a great tournament in the field. Gara Tanayash, 25 years of age, 10.76. As we zero in on Chen, the silver medalist. What a great reaction. Looked at the medal with an admiring glance. And he's pumped. The man from Iraq, Gara Tanayash. As I mentioned, 10.76. That particular throw was the 4th round, but previously before that his best was 10.36, so that was really out of the ballpark stuff. So triumphant. Tanayash from Iraq, the national anthem about to be played. So gold to Iraq, silver for China, and bronze to Tunisia. And this is going to be a great happy snap. Well done.
Long jump ongoing, women's T11. We've seen how it can go wrong. So this is Lorena Salvatani Spoladore. The 2013 world champion who finished second behind her compatriot Costa de Oliveira at the World Championships in Lyon last year. Got that going very well. 4:51 at best, which has her out of the medals at the moment. Simplicio de Silva is not that far away either. She's in fourth. Salvatani Spoladore fifth going into this. Has she got herself back up into medal contention? And maybe even gold medal contention. It's a very good effort. 4:71 meters, and she goes third. Jia of China. Gold in the 4x1 here, and the 2011 world champion. Didn't compete in the long jump in Doha. The last three world champions are all here. Right in the center of that chalk. Planted herself out well. 4.5 or thereabouts. 4:63 in round 4. We're into the 4th round now. .471 is third place for Salvatani Spoladore. We saw a few moments ago. 3 Brazilians in the top 5. 4:59, she stays in 4th place. Currently in the silver medal position, Fatimata Diasso of Côte d'Ivoire in her first major championship. Disqualified in the 2. Finished 11th overall in the 100 meters. So she went out in the first round heats. 4:74 her best. A no jump in the opening round. Still a lot of time to get this right. That's a nailed one. That's a very solid effort. Well, 4:78 is the lead. She's 4 centimeters off that from a second round attempt. And you look at all the variables that can go wrong, all the equipment that's around if you start deviating. Didn't think Carlson was going too wide off the mark from earlier, but she's satisfied with that. It's a lifetime best in round 2. It's a lifetime best here. She's gone into the gold medal position for Côte d'Ivoire. 4:89 for Diasso. There's excitement. And that's really opened them up. It's Brazil 2 and 3 now. And in 5th position also. The former leader, as she now is, Silvania Costa de Oliveira, the reigning Pan American and world champion. 4:78 in round 2. But she's a solid 5-meter jumper, and she has been this year. Only 2 months ago in Sao Paulo. Costa d'Oliveira on the way. Oh, she's overstepped it. And that's a pity, because that was a good leap otherwise. Got a good distance. Obviously, the takeoff beyond the chalk helped a little bit there, but you take the length of a foot away. I think that was 5 meters. It's a no jump. She stays in second place, but she's shown a little sign of what she can do. We've seen a good bit of her brother as well, Ricardo Costa d'Oliveira. We've had the 4 rounds now. And Diasso leads by 11 centimeters from Costa d'Oliveira, with Lorena Salvatani Spoladori in third. Côte d'Ivoire 1, Brazil 2, Brazil 3. Ayola Dedai of Italy. Bronze in the 2 and the long jump this year in Grosseto, having had silver in both in Swansea in the previous European Championships. Emanuele Di Marino, her other half, who we saw in the men's 200. She's not far off the medals, but she was far off the board there. She went off before the chalk, so gave away a few centimeters there. 4:40 has her in 8th place. It's a lifetime best, and she's 30 centimeters off the medals. I think she knew that wasn't quite on the money. It's the shortest attempt so far, 4 meters 07, but obviously it lost a few centimeters by not hitting the board. Takada of Japan, where the next Paralympic Games will be held in Tokyo. And that's her home city. Olympic Games there next as well. 2 no jumps, 4:45 has her in 7th place. That's a new lifetime best. Again, even another 10 centimeters, she'd go up 2 positions. Well off the runway. Stopped in time. And enough left on the clock. Takada deviating to the left and into the sand, so that's a red flag. First time to the right and then to the left. I'm just speaking to a few of the athletes. They've just said how knowledgeable the crowd are here, and I suppose it helps having Guillermina's one of your poster athletes for so long, she being a T11. They'll keep quiet when they need to. Same was said for the London 2012 crowd, and in Japan, very good at parasport. So we would very much expect the same there. And next up is Victoria Carlson. Experienced these difficulties last time. But remember, she has won the last 2 European titles. She wasn't very far away from the launch pad there. It was just beginning to stray to her left. "19-year-old Victoria Carlson, bronze medalist in Doha. Remember, she's been a very high finisher as well in the last 2 World Championships. Here she goes! Well, that looks solidly over 4 meters for Victoria Carlson. She's quite close to her lifetime best. She'll have to break that to get anywhere near the medals here. She has improved. It's 4:49. Her best of the day. And she remains 22 centimeters off the medals. Lorena Salvatini Spoladore of Brazil. So much home support for her here. The former world champion from 2013 when she was 17 years old. .471 her best so far. 7 centimeters off silver and a further 11 from the gold medal position. Straying, but she got back on track. Might have lost a little bit there. Brazil currently in 2nd, 3rd and 5th positions, and she's lying in the bronze medal spot. She got back on track, following the voice, obviously. That's probably quite a bit down. It's the season's best 471 in the previous round. That's 439. It's her shortest of the day. Still bronze for the gold medalist from Lyon. Simplicio de Silva now. Silva in the 4x1. She had the start-off leg in that. Three no jumps so far, only 1 registered, 4:54, and it has her in 5th. And she is 17 centimeters off the medals. Oh no! Just a stray foot in there. And obviously, what was meant to be a penultimate step was actually on the board. It will actually count as an effort, but it will be quite short. So her takeoff was in the sand. Here's our fourth placer, Jia Juntingjian. Gold in the 4x1 here and the 2011 world champion. Fourth place with a 4.63. 8 centimeters off the bronze for now. 15 off silver. Would need a lifetime best for the gold. Oh, she got that well, but obviously just stepped beyond the chalk. It's a red flag. It was a good distance, but not a fair jump. Yeah, just into the red. Which will also be done in chalk, and obviously a little disturbing of that. And it'll be a red flag. Two jumpers left in this round, and they're currently in the gold and silver medal position. Diasso with the lifetime best in round 4 to lead, 4.89. Currently 11 centimeters clear of Silvania Costa de Oliveira. Diasso's lifetime best, 4.50 going into this, and she's gone 39 centimeters clear of that already, and her 3 counting jumps have all been well clear of that. Can she increase her lead? Oh, that's another good one. Got on the chalk well. That's another solid 4.5 at least. That excellent 4.89 in the previous round. It's a good one. It's 4.69 for our leader. But now the crowd rousing for the best home chance. Silvania Costa de Oliveira currently lying in the silver medal position with a 4.78. Gold in last year's 2 major championships in Toronto in July and Doha in October. Spoladore had been third in Toronto behind her. Oh, that's good! Oh, that's very good! How close to the 489 has she got? Technically, that was excellent. Straight down the middle. It's 482. It's an improvement, but she won't lead. And we've 1 round to go. It's tightening. It's 7 centimeters. It was a Brazil 1-2-3 in the Pan Ams. Costa de Oliveira gold. Simplicio de Silva silver. Salvatani Spoladore the bronze. Ayola Deadeye. Silver in Swansea in the Europeans behind Victoria Carlson. Had been bronze for her on home turf in Italy in June. Carlson retained her title. Deadeye currently lying in 8th. Good straight run, took off just on the edge of the chalk. Just to get the stride pattern right, to remain in a straight line. So many seemingly small elements, but when it goes right, it goes very right. 451 by a long way is a lifetime best, and she goes 6th. It's only 20 centimeters off the medals as well. Takada for Japan. Got that set fair. 3 of her previous 5 attempts were no jumps. That won't be 445, which is her best of the day and best of her career, actually. Just for athletes who do this for the first time, having to do so with no fear. 441 actually was very good. That had been a lifetime best going into this. But just the thought of just not holding yourself back, but obviously not knowing what you're running into. Here's Victoria Carlson for Sweden. There will be a take 2. And Carlsen's just going to have to step back. Carlsen lying in 7th place. She's the 2nd placed European at the moment. But she's still got a lot of time to play with, 39 seconds. She can have a few more stabs of perfection. And the crowd happy, and so is she. Just straight a little towards the end. A 4:49 in the previous round. .421, and it's 7th place for Carlsen. So, 5 left to jump, and 3 from Brazil. They could still do the clean sweep that they enjoyed at the Pan Ams in Toronto. .471 for Salvatore Spoladore. 18 centimeters off the gold, 11 off the silver. For either of those, she needs a lifetime best. Oh, it's red. Oh, it's red. And the cap flew. Oh, look at the agony there. You know, there's no problem with the technique, though, is there? I mean, all the way through, straight running, good scores, 471. Spoladore, the former world champion from 2013, she's got a bit of a wait now. She's in 3rd place, but there's still 4 more to go. And it could be a Brazilian to displace her. Thalita Vitória Simplicio da Silva. She was the one who finished 2nd in the Pan Ams. And Salvatore Spoladore in 3rd. .454, her best so far. Oh, and that was overcompensating from the previous go where she stepped beyond the chalk. Landed in the sand with what she thought was her takeoff attempt, and that time she went too early. There was one she got absolutely nailed on, 454, and like her previous results will tell you that when she gets all the elements absolutely right, she's a medalist. The last 2 lengths will tell you is where it can go wrong, and they start measuring from the start of the chalk when you go too early. And it's fifth for Simplicio de Silva. There's an appreciative crowd for you. At the moment, Brazil in the silver and bronze medal positions, and they can only be split if Jia Junting-Jian denies them. 4:63 is her best. Long jump world champion in Christchurch in 2011, bronze in 2013, in between silver at London 2012. So here she comes in fourth place in the long jump. This is it. But that may not have been it, though. It's already won a medal here, gold in the 4x1 relay. Curious thing, the result I always remember for her was she finished fourth in the 100 metres final in London when Guillermina took the gold. Obviously a very memorable race, but she's had greater successes than that. She's been a world champion. 4 meters 50, not actually far off her pace. I mean, you look at those results, very little deviation, only 13 centimeters between those 6, with one no jump in between. So Jia finishes in fourth place. The last jumper of the competition will be Brazilian Diasso. Because of the order that they started at halfway, our leader goes second last. It's bronze for Brazil, Lorena Salvatane Spoladore, and at the moment it's silver 2 for Costa de Oliveira. Diasso has produced all of the jumps of her life today. 4:89, her lifetime best, coming in round 4. And that's the jump that's put her in the gold medal position. The competition isn't over with this jump, but an improvement might mark it that way. Well, that's very good. That's very good. And she's getting fine applause from the largely Brazilian crowd, but mixed with a bit of disappointment that it might have denied their girl a chance of the gold. 4:89 her best. That might have improved it. She's had a really good run in this, Diasso, an excellent technique. It's 4:78, but she's got the tricolour out. And Diasso at the moment is in the gold medal position. Nice colours on those flag. So, 1 to go for Brazil. It's the world champion, the solid 5-meter jumper, the world record holder, Silvânia Costa de Oliveira. We've seen her brother in action, Ricardo. And it all comes down to this. .482, her best of the day in round 5. 8 centimeters improvement. That's all she needs. for the gold. And this is it. It's decent. She got the tip of the choke. They'll measure from there. It may not look to have gone further in the sand, but that's not the deciding factor. Her target is 489. Yes! Yes, for Brazil! She's got the gold! Costa de Oliveira, 498. And the entire stadium is bouncing. Diasso denied the gold, but she's showing delight with the silver anyway. The last leap in the competition. Simplicio de Silva can get involved in the celebrations now. She finished fifth, and Salvatini Sporadori as well. Oh boy. Salvatini Sporadori's done her celebrations in a lap of honor already. Costa de Oliveira is still reveling in the fact that she's the champ. She's going to get buried in the sand if she's not careful. What a great competition. And it just got the crowd drawn in right until the end. 4 meters 98 for the gold medal. And her leap into the unknown gets to the gold. What a way for that to end. And it's not the first time we've seen that in the long jump this week. It always delivers. Gold for Brazil. Silvânia Costa de Oliveira, 498. Diasso, the silver for Côte d'Ivoire, 489. And Lorena Salvatini Spoladore, the bronze for Brazil. Well, that was fun. The men's club throw F51 finished like this.
Move on to the men's club throw F51, and we have a world record there. Dimitrijevic has broken the world record with a mark of 29.96, and Serbia first and second in a field of 9 with Milos Mitic in second place. So hasn't that got the stadium bouncing, I think was the expression in use. Well, it certainly was. Amazing scenes here.
Well, you know, it's actually an excellent crowd. It's dipped a little bit because of the midweek. The gold and bronze medalists celebrating in front of the crowd for Brazil. You can just see it on the far left of your picture. Well, the crowds are up today, pretty much the entire bottom tier full, which is what we saw for the first few days. And obviously the weekend begins tonight. Well, Silvania Costa de Oliveira definitely left us waiting at the end. She's doing a lap of honour now. It's gold for Brazil, and what a way for the penultimate morning session to end. Can't wait for the evening.